Angela, we got a heart. Angela is awesome on that, and she's fast and very personable.
Thank you for that.
Appreciate the shout out. Drea is in the actual Notary Business Success Program. Hey, hey. The link is there, NIE. Notary Down South.
Notary Down South.
Hey. How you been? Can you be a notary in multiple states? Miss Cherry Pop. That is the cutest name. I love it. Can she be a notary in multiple states? Who wants to take that?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
So you can be a notary in multiple states. First, you need to check your state's guidelines and your state laws, number one. Number two is, in some states, yes, if it's bordering states, and for instance, I'm bordering Alabama, Florida, Tennessee. If I live in Georgia, which I do, and I do business in Alabama, I can have a notary stamp for Georgia because I live in Georgia, and I can have a notary stamp for Alabama because I work in Alabama. But I can't use my Georgia stamp in Alabama, and I can't use my Alabama stamp in Georgia. So you can, under those circumstances, in my state, but you have to use them in the reciprocal states that you have the notary stamp in. So that's why the answer is yes and no. But check your notary handbook to see if your state allows that.
And we have a, let's see, I don't think it's here in the chat. Nope. So I have a side question from someone that's in one of the mentor programs. I'm just going to go ahead and ask it here, and then I'll go back and answer it officially for the mentor program. But the question is, I tuned into the live with the trainers right now. Angela's talking about transportation. That's one of my concerns because they're in Nevada. The travel fees are limited. They don't know how they're going to make money with general notary unless they do loan signing. And that is correct. A couple of the states do have very, very tight restrictions on how and if you can charge anything. So for those states, we highly recommend that you focus on loan signing, also on apostille work, because that's not regulated by the state. And then also you want to do a little homework and see if there's a workaround, because like in the state of North Carolina, they are able to charge more if they're going out as a notary under their LLC versus just going out as John Smith. So there may be a workaround in your state. That's why we always say you have to rely on your state, not just all of your information from us even, because we're not in every state. We train all 50 states, and you too must know how to notarize for all 50, how to notarize documents that may come from all 50. Let me rephrase that. But as far as the nuts and bolts, sometimes we have to push back for you to actually look at your handbook. And sometimes we can give you a workaround, like I said, depending on what state you're in. But at the end of the day, whatever your state handbook says, that is the law. So for some of you, it may mean you're not doing general notary work. For other people, that may be your bread and butter. So every state, every notary is going to be completely different. Okay. Very good. Next, we have
learning.
Where are we?
Is that the next one? Learning is winning with do we keep up with mileage?
Yes. You want to answer that one? Who had the next question? Do we keep up with the mileage?
Yeah, I can answer it. So yes, we should be keeping up with our mileage. Definitely for tax purposes, so for tax write-off. And then I would say too, like Angela was saying, budgeting. So you can know, how your gas tank is, etc. Sometimes that helps when you're factoring in your bills. And so forth, but definitely keep up with that mileage for tax purposes. Big one. I know with why am I losing my train of thought? It's called Notary Gadget. With Notary Gadget, you can put in the mileage, like where you, the location where you went to, and it'll take it from your home location or your office location. And at the end, when you print up your reports for tax time, it'll factor everything up for you. You don't have to do anything. So if you go ahead at the end of your day or at the end of your week, however whatever's best for you and your system and your business, you go ahead and put everything in. When it comes tax time, all you have to do is push a button, print report, and you have everything you need as far as mileage, how much money you made, etc. So definitely keep up with your mileage for a lot of different reasons. That big one being tax write-offs.
And I want to add to that too. Not only do you want to keep up with your mileage, but you also want to keep up with the number of stamps in your journal. The number of stamps when you're notarizing. So you have a 4 notary stamps that you had to stamp for someone, 4 different documents, 4 stamps. Boom, 2, 3, 4. Right. Write that in your journal, because notaries, we are exempt from a certain part of tax, self-employment tax, when it comes to the notarization piece, that is not taxable. So I'm not a tax professional, but I just want you to know that such a thing exists. So you also want to keep a track of that, because sometimes I don't. And Jeffrey's like, "Did you write down how many stamps?" I'm like, no. So you want to keep up with the number of stamps also, in addition to your mileage. An excellent way, again, is going to be Notary Gadget, because it actually separates your stamps for you. At the end of the year, you pull a report, and then you take that to your tax professional, and it's already separated. And some tax professionals do not know about the exemption for us as notaries. So you have to kind of let them know that. They don't even know that it exists. Okay. Next. Are there notary apps we should focus on? Yes. I have a whole video about that. And we just talked about that in the mentor program too. And I uploaded a video from YouTube. Actually, we talked about that in the more advanced one too. So we just talked about that in both mentor sessions. I uploaded videos. But anyway, we could give you a few here. One app that I recommend is, I think they changed it too. Cash Receipt app to give receipts is one of them. Notary Gadget, we talked about that. What other app would you each recommend? Maybe we can give her one. And then I do have a video here on the channel also about recommended apps.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I only have Cash Receipts on that one.
Well, when you think about collecting your money too, I got Cash App. I got
oh, you mean for collecting money?
Well, those are just different apps. When we went over it in the session, we covered everything. It was a really amazing, because some of the notaries had gave us some ideas on apps that they use too. So, I mean, honestly, we could be here all night with the apps, but because like I said, go ahead, Alexis.
I truly recommend Square, because Square, you don't have to have a separate cash receipt. You can put cash inside of Square and give them a receipt, and it'll tally up everything, kind of just like a Notary Gadget. It'll tally up your money and everything, so you can use your cash. Like, let's say somebody Zells your business account, you can click cash, put in the amount, and then you can text or email them a receipt. So Square is my favorite.
Mine too.
Yeah.
The thing about it is that you just want to make sure that you got enough where, if however someone wants to pay you, you make it easy for your customer.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, so it's a lot of different ways you can go about doing that. So the point is that, again, we went over that in sessions, and then there's a video here on the channel. I have about 7 apps that I use. Google My Business is an app, so we cover everything you need for your business. So like I said, it's more than quite a few, but we gave you a nice amount to get started with. Okay. Where are we?
Serena says, "Thank you, ladies, for sharing your knowledge." Says, "Hi, everyone. Can you transfer your license to another state?"
No transferring. You have to reapply in each state. And it's not called a license, technically, guys. It's called a commission. We're not licensed. We're commissioned. Right. So people will know if you know what you know, if you use the word, "I'm licensed." No, you're not.
No, you're not.
You're commissioned. And it's so funny. Actually, on my car magnet, I believe it says licensed notary. And that's cool, because the company that created created it, they don't know. And it's not a big deal if you say that. Can I go back to the question I had from the person that's a part of the mentorship program too? Or the statement about them being in Nevada, because I want to clarify this. Even though you may not be able to do general notary work and make a huge profit, you still need to know the foundation of properly notarizing documents, because that is your whole business.